Do 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 do. It's the side quest. What is up, friends and family? It's the side quest, your weekly journey into the wonderful world of video games and video game culture and the geek, singular, that lives within that world. How goes it? Everybody doing all right? Everybody doing wonderful? I hope you're doing wonderful. I know I'm doing wonderful. Excuse me. Maybe that wasn't so wonderful. It's kind of nasty. Recovering from the COVID that I picked up last week, or about last Saturday, no, a week and a half ago, a little over a week ago, whatever. Just this sucker, and finally getting that stuff out of my system. It's good. I'm good. I'm healthy. No fever and nothing, but I kind of do some isolation at home and all that fun stuff. But got me out of going to the office, so that's something. Anywho, it's been a week of all kinds of crazy news, and we're going to focus on the video games. It's been a fun video game time frame. There is some good news and some bad news out there we'll get to. But I did want to start off once again. I'm Dolly Domofsky. You can find me at Blue Sky at dollydomofsky.com. That's my Blue Sky handle. That's how they do it. You can find us at sidequesting.com, sidequesting TV. I think it's sidequesting TV, all one thing, in YouTube and Twitch. And go to sidequesting.com, hop into the Discord, because good people in there, awesome people that say they're going to be on the podcast end up not showing up. It's always a good thing. Want to give an awesome shout out, special thank you to our Patreon folks, our executives who pledged a good chunk of change. Thank you to Tom Johnson and Punk Defied. Awesome people, love them. I get to know. I've had a bunch of stuff about, or had a bunch of good times with these folks. Oh, look at that! Thanks for posting what you were doing. That you were doing a show tonight. Yeah, I did. Just me and Johnny. Perfect timing.
That's right.
Yeah. Exaggeramoose is he says thanks for posting. So it's always a good thing that we post that we're doing shows. Oh, I like it, Wonder Boy. That's good.
How's my audio?
It's good. It's all right. Yep, it's passable.
Okay,
yeah. Well, you're in a different position today. Look at that. You got windows around. Is that windows around there?
Yeah, there's a window right here.
Nice.
I have my beer.
Ooh, I got me coffee right here. Yeah, good. I hope to not spill it. But just going over, once again, thank you again to our executive. Thank you to the producers of the side quest, Stefan Swanland, Zero the Prototype, Exaginous, and Jeff Grubb. Y'all are awesome. And Exaginous, aka Exaggeramoose, is messaging us right now, as a good person does. And he's still waiting for his Christmas gift, his Secret Santa gift. Whew, we'll get that to you. Don't you worry about that. But I'll just saying, I'm finally recovered from COVID. Yes, correct. And back to it. He's running out of Travolta memes. Always good. Johnny, how you doing, man?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
A little tired, but
I hear
all
you.
right. My kid is down for the night, so
okay. All right. Good. Well, this won't be a long episode. You and I are both tired old farts, so.
That's right.
I did want to say, and Johnny's still trying to figure out his end of this thing, if he can or can't. We will be at SideQuesting. Our panel has been confirmed Thursday, May 8th? Thursday, May 8th, in the Bumblebee Theater, Bumblebee Tuna, at 3:30 p.m. Join us for the Furious 7 out of 10, our 4th annual stage show, as I like to call it, panel with some cool folks, where we talk about our favorite kind of AA tier games, not the triple A's, but the AA, maybe some licensed stuff. We'll see. And maybe the folks that can't show up, maybe we'll have some fun stuff from them too. We'll figure it out. But I just got confirmed also as a part of that we have a ton of giveaways that we're gonna be doing. So there will be plenty of games and items and stuff that we'll be giving away for the folks that can make it to the the panel. So join us. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time if you're over at PAX. We once again have Thursday, which is great. We're actually a little bit earlier this year because last year I think we were like, was it like 6:30 or something like that? And then we had to run over. A few of us ran over to the bar that we were hosting our party that night, and we were actually late to our own party. But this year we're early enough where we can actually get to the surprise. SideQuesting is hosting our 4th annual party that same night, so should be a lot of fun. But yeah, let's talk about some games stuff because that's why we get together. A little bit of game news out there. I'm gonna share a couple of these things. I'm gonna go through these quicker today because I want to get into some of the stuff that we've been playing. I know there's some fun like Steam Next Fest stuff and a few other things, but there was a Pokemon's event last week. And for the few folks that like Pokemon, not a lot of people. I don't know if you've heard of it, Johnny. Pokemon's.
What's it? What is that now?
Pokemon is a you've had poke, which is just fantastic food, and this is Jamaican poke. Come on, that was horrible. My dad jokes are just not happening tonight. But the new Pokemon Legend ZA. They gave a little bit more info, and they've pushed it from a spring release to a fall release, and everything we're hearing is like November. Things that I've been hearing is November, but yeah, it's Pokemon. Instead of being in like a big open world type of thing, it all kind of takes place in one city, which I think is actually kind of an interesting idea. I mean, there's actually a couple scenes in here of Lumio City of the character like running along rooftops and stuff, but and there's a couple little like wild zone things, so you can actually kind of meet up with some of the Pokemon that aren't necessarily found in cities, obviously. But I think it's a cool idea going into a city. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how they pull this off. Maybe because it's sort of all encapsulated, and cities' walls are pretty flat and vertical. It's a way to hide the inefficiencies of this OG Switch to do any kind of crazy rendering stuff. Maybe
that's
the game
right. You don't want to have a big draw distance.
No, you do not. Just the further back you are, you're just going to see a building in the way. So that makes it very easy for the Pokemon Company. But I think because they pushed this into the end of the year, and with the Switch 2 stuff, actually less than a month away till the big Switch 2, all the Switch 2, everything gets revealed, which is kind of crazy. I took that day off. I'll be watching it. I think this is going to be, because they pushed it out of spring into fall, I think this will be on the Switch 2, at least partly. It'll definitely be on the OG Switch, but I also think it'll be on Switch 2, or some advantage of playing it on Switch 2 or something will happen that they can maybe it runs slightly better on Switch 2. But that was interesting. I actually found this next item a little more interesting, to be honest, and that's Pokemon Champions. Like Pokemon Cup.
Excuse me, Digimon are the champions.
So. Digimon. There you go. Pokemon Company makes I gotta think they make the majority of their money from mobile gaming wise at this point, because Pokemon Unite, the card games, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Go is still like a top 10, maybe top 5 game out there. Pokemon the Pocket game is really high up. Like, people are pouring money into these things, so they tend to make more money from these monthly than they do from the regular ass Pokemon games potentially. So they're putting out a sort of one-on-one battle focused Pokemon game called Pokemon Champions, which will allow you to bring your Pokemon from other games via the Pokemon Home thing to play in this mobile game. They haven't announced, and I think it's Switch as well. It's mobile and it's Switch, but it's gonna be like kind of like Pokemon Stadium in a way, right? Pokemon Stadium. I think I played it like once or twice, and I didn't have Pokemon. Wasn't really into it in the 90s, and so I didn't really get interested in playing Stadium, the actual battle part. But that's what this is focused on. It's like, hey, you versus somebody else, and you use your Pokemon, and you just straight up battle them. So it could be kind of interesting. I have a feeling that a lot of people who like from a competitive standpoint, this could be actually be pretty big. So you could see this popping up at all the Pokemon Championship events, and because if you can bring your Pokemon party, your groups from other games into this thing, it's kind
I
of
mean,
cool.
it's cool.
So
They're kind of like standardizing it. So
yeah. Pokemon's done I mean, I think last year, the reason I'm bringing both these up is last year it was the Cicada numbers. It was the number one toy brand in the world, Pokemon.
wow.
Like surpassed Disney, which is just wild to think, So they're continually making money.
Was it just cards or
No, everything Pokemon related, right? So you got the
wow?
Pokemon toys, you have the games, you have all that kind of stuff. But he made more money than Disney, Even if it's just toys, you go to the store, you go to like Target or Kroger or Target and Walmart, wherever. You go to any place and you just see a bajillion Pokemon toys and Pokemon
Yeah.
sections and that kind of stuff, even the little nano block things that they make. So and obviously like clothing and backpacks, kids have the hats. So it's just getting bigger every year, and I think this is a good, another good step. They didn't announce a date for this thing. I wonder if it's later this year, or maybe I don't know, maybe next year. I'm not 100% sure. But
I wonder if they're going to like. Are they just gonna like allow you to like customize like a team like from the get go, or do you have to like go out and catch a Pokemon,
I
breed a Pokemon to make sure it has the
I
right
think there'll
stats
be.
or whatever?
That's a great question. That's a really good question. What they'll probably do, like they show it in this video that you can bring your Pokemon in from Pokemon Home and other games. But if you haven't played those games, how are you going to get started? They'll probably have like starter Pokemon and maybe like
Yeah.
a light gotcha system.
I can't imagine them being like. I can't really imagine them being like, you can just customize every like. There's gonna be like things that you have to like buy
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
So maybe there'll be like I don't know, like packs that you open where you get Pokemon that have different traits and different stats or whatever. That's my prediction.
They've done a pretty good thing with like Pokemon Unite is actually a really good.
I used to play that game a lot.
Yeah, and it's just I've popped it open recently just to kind of see if there were any updates at the end of last year, and then with the stuff here, I think for Pokemon Day last week they announced all these codes and everything. So hopped online right away to input those codes, and like the whole battle pass system is really interesting. Yeah, there are like multiple levels of currency as there usually are, but you can unlock Pokemon just by playing the game, right? You just keep playing and
Yeah.
unlock Pokemon. And I think that's what'll happen here. I think you'll probably have a starter set of Pokemon that you'll choose your starter, whatever. You'll be able to unlock Pokemon later. I have a feeling you won't be quote unquote buying Pokemon because the company doesn't really do that even with Unite, but you may be buying like hats and customizing like the appearance because Pokemon fans are huge into that character that character customization aspect. So I have a feeling that's where they're going to be pretty happy to take your money, and it'll probably work. So, but yeah, you probably be able to get a new Pokemon, open up a pack after a certain amount of time or whatever. I don't know, who knows? But yeah, that's that. And then speaking of games and games getting delayed and moved around, and Fable's been delayed to 2026. I don't know if that's much of a surprise. They haven't really shown anything for Fable apart from a couple like cinematic trailers. I think this game is going to be. I think it's being delayed to 2026 so it can launch day and date on PlayStation as well as Xbox, because that certainly seems to be sort of the direction they're going in a little bit. Yeah, you're going to have, I think, a bunch of the Xbox games are coming in April. Like, was it Forza is showing up, and then you got what is the Indiana Jones is dropping in April, and there's another game dropping in April. And I'm sure Starfield's on the way too. So I'm pushing this 2026 is fine. I just don't know what Xbox has the rest of the year. I'm not quite sure what's launched. They have a couple games announced for the next like month or two, but beyond that, I'm not 100%
I don't know, man. What's the point of exclusives nowadays?
Yeah, I know. Yep. The only company that really does well with exclusives is Nintendo, and it's because they're just so they own their IP. They live off their
Yeah.
IP. Right. Other than that, you could.
Yeah, Nintendo is like a legit game company as well.
Yeah. And they've been pushing like Pokemon on the mobile. The day that Pokemon shows up, like Pokemon Unite shows up on PC, is the day they cross over and become the
Yeah.
largest company on the planet.
Yeah.
So, um,
Yeah, that's the
but
only real thing. That's like when they dipped into mobile, that's the only other platform that their games are on.
yeah,
So
yeah, and they're the Pokemon stuff is a complete success on mobile. Not I think Fire Emblem is okay, it's still going, but that's been kind of it. But yeah, it's I'm again very curious to see what Xbox is coming up with for later this year, and does it even matter anymore? Because if you're just going to get your Xbox games on other platforms, that might be enough to sustain them at least for the rest of this year until other stuff happens. And then a last little bit of news here: Warner Brothers shutting down. They canceled Wonder Woman. They shut down a bunch of Monolith Productions. A bunch of studios. It's just, I hate freaking corporations, man. It just sucks. Sucks butt.
yeah.
Sucks butt. Um, it's sad because the Monolith had the really cool Nemesis system for those two kind of Lord of the Ring game things that they did, or the Mordor games. Sorry, and those are great. Both those games are a
Yeah.
ton of fun. In fact, I think they said that some like Wario just posted that the bundle is like $6 on Steam. So I just
Yeah,
pick it up.
I got the first one for like $5 or something like that.
Yeah,
And it was like there was a part in it that was just like press X to kiss your wife or something like that.
yeah. I'm okay with that kind of stuff. But
As a wife guy.
as a wife guy. But it's just this sucks that it just continues to happen, man. And I
Yeah.
think on the last podcast, Taylor and I and Via Render were on. We were chatting about this kind of stuff and how it's the gaming industry is just that big now.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely you gross. The kiss wife button. He's probably saying gross about. But the gaming industry is as big as every other industry. In fact, bigger than most industries because we are rabid fanatics to play games. That's right, new guy. Yeah. Via Render is new guy. Can't use his real name. And so these are going to happen. It sucks to say it, but this is just kind of the way things are going to go when you're that big. You've outgrown it, now and what I mean by that is you've caught up to every other industry out there. And you probably have similar stories from healthcare. I have similar stories from automotive. The food industry suffers layoffs all the time, and closures and all that kind of stuff. And it sucks. It's that big now, that it just.
I think with like companies that do like they make products like instead of giving a service, instead of like games as a service, but like making products that like are there to entertain, especially like Warner Brothers and big companies like that have a stock price.
Yeah.
They need to like cook the books so that they look good to investors, and then they reduce money going out so that it looks like that they have more money coming in.
Yeah.
So it's all just numbers for them, and they don't give a shit about like ruining people's lives for like a few months or whatever.
It's like you hear it's like, listen, it's not you. You're great. It's not you. It's me. I am still going to be employed. You're not. So that's like, okay, cool. Good to know.
It's
boss.
Garbage, man. Especially
It
like,
really is.
This is an industry where people get into it because they are artists, or they're, very passionate about designing something, or it's one of those careers that people want to be in.
Yeah.
And that makes it so that like people who employ those people can really exploit them. And, you know, it sucks.
Yeah, no, it totally sucks. Totally sucks. I have a lot of friends that have been, or folks that I follow that have just been like posting, "Hey, got laid off, got laid off, got laid off," and it's
Yeah.
just, ugh. And you just hope everybody finds, lands on their feet. All these
Yeah.
talented people, I'm sure they will. Just hope sooner rather than later. I know there's
Yeah.
some folks have already, been reaching out to them, which is great. And that's one great thing about the industry is that we like to continually help each other and push each other along as best as possible. So, yeah, this sucks, but what are you gonna do? And then actually had one last thing, slightly bit of good news or interesting news that Steam has broken its concurrent record again. 40 million simultaneous players.
Wow.
12.6 million were actively in game, and I think like 10% of those were in Monster Hunter because I think they said Monster Hunter had at one point had like well over almost like 1.3 million or over 1.3 million concurrent players, and that was Friday morning of last week. I hopped on because I was working from home. I was still sick. I'm like, let me hop on Steam, and I just went into the Steam database thing to see concurrent players. It was at 1.3. I think I posted in the Discord. I'm like, that many people are it's like the day off or at home playing Monster Hunter. That's incredible. Incredible.
I need more info about like Steam Deck compatibility before.
Yeah, I heard it's not very good.
Before I dip in.
Taylor got our review code, and so he's our guinea pig right now as to understanding what's good and what's bad. I mean, it'll take Taylor 6 months before he finally gets complete with the game, but he can share his thoughts with us the next time he's on to see, at least look at that from a compatibility standpoint and get us in the loop there. So, but yeah, huge numbers for Steam, man. Everybody's on Steam. Cool. It's good. It's good. That's actually good. But it's also interesting because that means we're just sucking down a lot of juice, the electricity that could be used to.
I love juice.
I love juice. Let's talk about actual games we've been playing and things we've been doing. I'm going to start off with something right now. First,
okay.
I have a couple quick little things, and we'll hop into yours. So we get like hard, like actual physical. Let me move this out. We get like physical products every once in a while, and it's always a cool thing to review. I like reviewing physical products because I'm a designer guy, right? I like to look at things and look at details and see what makes a product tick and is it accomplishing what it's setting out to do. And the gaming stuff is really interesting because it tends to be a gaming spin on something, and so a gaming spin, like 2 layers deep of a gaming spin is, so you've heard of Gunnar optics, right? They make those cool gamer glasses. We've actually reviewed them a couple times, I think, on once or twice, at least once on SideQuesting. And I had those wild Fallout 76 goggle looking things that are insane. They're metallic and they're just really cool. Look, I like the blue case. Is it in here? No, it's not. And I actually have another pair of just kind of cheaper plastic ones from Gunnar, and they're good. They've sent us Overwatch Reaper. Glasses. This is their brand new model with some Overwatch. Oh yeah. So good. It comes with a little case, obviously. Comes with a little
little cleaning thing.
A little cleaning thing. You can wipe it, clean it. Let me make myself larger here. Finally. There. Bam. All right. So these glasses, they're the Reaper. Don't fear it. Don't fear the Reaper because these are actually pretty good glasses. They are very lightweight, which one thing I really appreciate. Glasses have to be lightweight. And of course, I'm like spitting on these. I'm talking.
Yeah, stop spitting.
It's like coffee. It's like coffee.
Quit touching them.
Quit touching the glass. They're very lightweight. I really appreciate it. I like the tint is that yellow, but it's sort of like an ochre yellow tint, so it doesn't blast everything in a crazy yellow color. It's good to kind of help bring some of the blues down. So cool Gunnar thing there, and it's got the Overwatch Reaper logos on the sides there, which I'm gonna wear these to the office. No one's going to have any idea what those are. They're going to think it's some weird cult, but that's okay.
They're just going to think you're a huge badass.
They're going to think I'm a huge and you know what? I might be. I really like So as a designer, I'm very much a form follows function type of person. But there's this cool little undercut detail. I'm gonna bring up to the camera on it. Little undercut detail here that you can kind of see where they're
Oh, yeah.
bridging. It's just really nicely done, and they've got the nice little area there where it folds. It's just a nice little detail. Otherwise, you'd have a very thick side member, a very thick piece of plastic here that ends up looking really, looking really chunky and kind of unattractive. You want to break, as a designer, you want to break up that space. There's a visual sort of back in our subconscious that we want to, in order to think of this thing as a piece of lighter plastic or lighter material, having a second little line in here, actually your eye is drawn to this upper area as the main piece. So you think it's thinner, but it's not. So but it is lighter.
Yeah,
It's
I'm learning stuff. I'm learning stuff already.
That's what's good. That's what it's all about. We're teaching. Really kind of interesting on the inside. It's not flat. It's kind of hard to see there. I'll take a better picture here. You can actually see a little bit in the reflection there. It's got a little bit of like an inside chamfer cut out in there, so it's not flat against your temples as you put it on your head. And it's got a cool little detail there, like these little dots there, the little metallic dots there. And let's see how they look when I put them on. Ready? Yeah, dude. All right, buddy. Yeah, brother.
Damn.
No, he looks
good.
It looks good. I say I take my headphones off for just a second so you can kind of see that a little bit better.
Yeah, not bad. I thought they were gonna look like wraparound Oakleys, but
these are, out of all the Gunnars. I have 3 pairs of Gunnars now. This is the 3rd pair. These are the most comfortable by far. They're, because of the width, I think for me is a good advantage. It's an advantage having them a little bit wider. When they're thinner, when they're narrower and too thin, they end up almost kind of getting caught in a weird way, like in my lack of hair or in headphones or under this hat or whatever. A little bit of thickness gives some nice stability on my head. They are a little on the tighter side, like it's just a little tighter, but other than that, they fit really well, and these are the best of the Gunnars that I've had so far. These are definitely going to be my glasses when I'm in front of a computer. I'm going to switch these out with my office ones and my regular glasses and wear these because they feel so good. They feel really good. There's no like padding or anything underneath here, but they never have them. So there's some great comments coming in. But the cool thing about this and the reason, so JJ and I talk about this all the time, he would love to wear gamer glasses, but they're never like, there's never a prescription, blah, blah, blah. These come in a prescription version. So you can actually get these with a prescription, which is really nice. You can get different tints on there. I think this is like the 65, which is a little bit of like an amber tint. They have an amber max, which is like a bright, like you're definitely staring through beer goggles. And then you have this thing called Clear Pro, which is, it's like glass almost. So, but I like this one, which is the amber. I think this is definitely the color to use. And it's just really, really nice set of glasses. So you're going to see me using these a lot. Again, obviously you get reflections in there, but just nice glasses, nice set. Hi,
Jessica.
Yeah, there you go. You get some comments in there. Yeah, I look like I'm going shooting. Definitely, with all my gear that I have on.
Yeah, it does kind of look like shooting glasses.
Let's go. But no, this is my favorite set so far of Gunnar glasses. I've had these since like end of last week. I think they came in, so been using them all weekend. Really nice set. I think they're like retailing for like $60-$70, so not that expensive if you're looking for good glasses. And the one nice thing about these is they're thin, but they don't really feel like they're gonna break. There's definitely a little bit of springiness to them, but the hinges, you can't really hear it. There's a nice like dampening in the hinge, so there's almost like a little over center type of click feel to it. So just nice set of glasses. Yeah, Gunnar, Overwatch 2 Reaper. Good stuff, man. I think these are
I prefer the Overwatch 1.
You Overwatch Uno. But yeah, definitely can approve of those. So um, yeah,
Well,
Mark says
I
hello.
can talk about Keep Driving if you want.
Yeah, let's talk about keep because we actually got a couple driving games that we can talk about. I'm gonna let you go with keep driving as I pull up the video for it. So
All
tell me
right.
about this game.
Well, Keep Driving. It's it is a roguelike, a
Mhm.
deck builder, RPG, um, like early 2000s road trip game.
Okay.
And the
Okay.
road trip, it's like sort of like in kind of like in like a European type area. Um, but basically,
Hmm.
like you start out the game, uh, you start out the game like wanting to go to a music festival, and the first thing that happens is you pick a location that you're going to drive to, and you go to that location, and on the way you're going to have events, and the events that happen are like basically little encounters that you have to traverse, and it's sort of like a little mini game. I don't necessarily think that it's a particularly good game.
Hmm.
um, you can see from the trailer here, there's like different cards that you can play that have different symbols on them, and you have to match the symbols to the symbols that are on the bottom of the screen there. And if you get a perfect, then you get an extra turn. And the idea is to clear the thing without taking any damage. And the damage that you can take damage to your car, you can take damage to your fuel, you can take damage to your money, and you can take damage to your energy, which is like your awareness as far as like
Hmm.
driving. You don't want to fall asleep while driving. But yeah, it's like there's no real like this isn't a game of like where you actually drive. You just like pick a location, you go,
Ah.
and you get skill points that you level up things, and you unlock more skills that you get. And also the big thing about this game is you can get uh, hitchhikers, and the
Okay.
hitchhikers have their own leveling system. They have their own decks that you can um,
Hmm.
play play cards with and stuff. And it's really so. I think the big thing about this game that really owns
Hmm.
is it feels when you're just like chilling, you're driving, you're going around. It this game is like made for millennials that have done road trips without like GPS or anything like that. You have a
Oh
map and you're
wow.
just driving, and it definitely feels like you're back in 2001 driving to Sault Ste. Marie to visit your brother or something like that. And um, it just nails that sort of atmosphere.
Oh cool. I love the
Uh,
visual style. By the way, the
yeah, it's
style is so
really,
cool.
really the atmosphere is so good. Um, it really just does a really good job, and you can see there's like an inventory management system stuff
Sure.
there too, and there's like you can use items to like give yourself more energy and repair your car, and you can like add like a spoiler to your car if you want to, or a paint job, or you can drink beer for some reason.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
It's not a good idea, I don't think, to drink beer, but you can sell anything you want at like stores and stuff. Like so you can sell like a half a case of beer at a store for like some money. You can take part-time jobs, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. Um, and the quests that you get, oh, the hitchhikers give you quests too. Like if a hitchhiker
Okay.
you pick up, um, like one of the hitchhikers that I picked up was was like a 9-year-old girl, and she was lost, And for some reason, I decided to pick her up, and like, it's like, okay, I'll just take you home. Like, so I picked her up. Then I picked up a couple other hitchhikers. One of them was a punk with a dog, and the other one was just like, like a mechanic type of dude. And that's one of the things that bothered me about it was like the quest system was kind of screwed up a little bit because I ended up going to this town that the girl was from, and like it didn't actually trigger that that I could drop her off there. So I was
Oh,
like, keep driving around. I was like, I can't just like finish the game with like a little girl in my car. Like I can't do that. So
are the quests just kind of like hitchhiker pickup drop off type things, or
no, there's other things too. There's you get like mail. I don't know how that works, but you get like certain notifications about I think there are like different end states to the game essentially.
okay?
Like there's one that's like you can go visit this plot of land that was given to you by your grandparents or something like that, and you can settle down there or something like that.
Oh wow.
But I ended up just going to the music festival, and yeah, but yeah, it's I don't I it was a really good experience. I don't know if I'm going to actually play it again,
Oh, okay.
because I don't necessarily think that like
Hmm.
it's a particularly good replayable game. Um, I got like what I wanted out of it, and I don't necessarily like. It's like the game itself isn't exactly great.
Okay.
It doesn't keep me. It doesn't want to. It's not like a Slay the Spire. It's not like Cobalt Core. It's not like any of those roguelite RPGs where you or roguelite deck builders that like want to make you keep going and try out different strategies and stuff like that. It's just it kind of you know it hit like a nostalgia button for
Okay.
sure, but and like another cool thing about it was you have a CD player and you can queue up songs, but only like 6 at a time. So like you have to like pick six songs, and then you put the CD into the player, and then you have to press play. So it's kind of
You're actually pressing the play button. That's
yeah.
interesting.
There's like a lot of cute little things in it. I think it's
Sure.
worth playing. Um, I just don't. I don't know if it's like one of those games that like makes you want to play it over and over and over again.
Got it. Got it.
But yeah,
Doesn't have that typical roguelike hook
yeah,
aspect. Okay.
yeah. I mean, maybe I'll play it again. I don't know. It's just it's kind of just like it's at the precipice of replayability for me.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
But that's it. That's
Driving.
my freaking review. Okay, deal with it.
No, it's funny because like last week I reviewed Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, which is it's Don't Nod, so they do like those adventure games, right?
Oh yeah,
And it's set in a Michigan town, like northern Michigan, and I'm like, like literally like Houghton, Higgin type of area. Like as I'm playing this game, I'm like, I may have been to this town. I may have
wait a
been
minute.
walking past
I've
like
never heard of
Johnny's
this
house in this town. And it was really interesting. It's kind of set in that, in like as a teenager, and then you kind of get to the adult. There's all the strange stuff. I'm like, this bar is really familiar from that location. But that nostalgia is what kind of bit into me. For some reason, going back to like, for me, it was the late 90s, mid to late 90s, or CD players in cars. Man, how cool was I to have a CD player in my actual dashboard? Otherwise, I used the cassette that was attached to the little portable CD player on the side, and you plug the cassette in, and then you hit a bump and everything would skip. But man, those days, I'm okay with that nostalgia bump. And the visuals of this are very like 90s early 90s video game,
I gotta
PC game
look at some
visuals
gameplay of that.
of Lost Records or of
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
because that sounds weird. Like,
It is weird, but trust. There's like an ice cream store, like a little like an ice cream shop on the side of the road, which you and I
come
have
on.
talked about that all the time. Like literally an ice cream. There's like there was
Was it called Tasty Freeze? Was it
it was kind of like that. I'm like, is that Nibbles
the
ice
custard
cream?
cup?
The custard. I think it was something like that. Yeah, with like just teenagers. There's like no adults manning it. It's always just teenagers running it. There, there's a beach nearby. I'm like, man, this is up north for me. But this was your hometown. But
I mean,
cool.
I used to live up north.
Yeah.
Greg says, did you see any full mount grizzly bears?
I don't know if he's asking you or me or both of us.
If it was John's house, because my dad went to Russia and he shot a grizzly bear and got it mounted,
Nice.
and it's like standing up, and it's like
nice.
It's about 12 feet tall.
Holy cow, that's awesome. He brought it back to the house. He was able to bring that back. Sweet.
Yep. It's wild.
Yes, totally, Mark. It's so right. Like those unique experiences, you can't get that from, we talked about it earlier with closures and all that kind of thing. The indies are where, like, you see the most innovation and the most unique experiences. That's why we, like on SideQuest, and we tend to gravitate more towards the indies because it's just you can appreciate the stuff that an indie does because they're just trying something. It's a lot of folks that are really into being creative, like you mentioned earlier. They're in it for the craft. Yeah. And they want to be creative and tell these stories. And hey, guess what? It's like an indie movie winning the Oscars. That's what these are a lot like. So
you never know. You might find some gold right there.
For sure. I mean, Balatro and 1,000 Times Resist were our games of the year last year, and they were both indie games. They're small teams, So I have also been playing a car game. Believe it or not, I've been playing a car game. I have been playing a very different kind of car game, a very classic style car game. That is Rally Arcade Classics, literally called Rally Arcade Classics. Is this going to loop? I'll hit the loop button here. And it's I'm playing this on Steam. I guess it came out in September, but we just got the code like a couple weeks back or something. And it is a PS2 era style. Right? It is three developers, and they're just like friends having fun. I think it's like Spanish developers, if I remember correctly. But they're literally just like, hey, let's have some fun and make a racing game. Make like a old school racing-ish, rally-ish game. And they've it's surprising what they've accomplished because it's not a good game. It's very basic in what it is. It's really just car goes on road, car can go off road. If you're off road, you slow down a little bit. If you're on the road, you speed up. You can choose from a bunch of different cars that aren't actually cars, but they're cars. They're the actual cars, but they can't use the actual name, right? So, and they got a few different courses and that kind of stuff. And they go through, and it functions really well from that standpoint. And it's like very simple, fun, clean racing game. They have some like light weather effects, that kind of stuff. But the excuse me, the unfortunate part is that there's nothing particularly special about it. It's called Rally Arcade. I think it's Rally Arcade Classics is what it's actually called, which is funny because it should have just been like Classic Arcade Rally. You could have called it CAR as the acronym, but
they missed it.
They missed it. That's why you need us. But it actually performs like really well. You hold the L trigger button to get it going, and you brake with the left, or you hold the right trigger button to get going. You brake with the left trigger button, and that's it. Like that's very simple. It's got the 1, 2, 3 off the line, and you can race a couple cars. Not like you have I think it's like you start in the actual races. You start in 15th place and have to make your way up. But yeah, there you go, the 90s. But I think some of the faults of this are, like I said, it's just kind of really basic. It's very pure. It's pure pure is not a bad thing. Pure is actually a good thing if you want to just go race with friends, but you can exploit stuff. Like I found myself exploiting things in the courses very quickly to finding shortcuts, being able to win every race because it's not like it's Gran Turismo or anything like that. You're gonna find ways to blast past everybody, and I did awesome in these. I thought I did awesome in the licenses when you play the game. In order to actually get anywhere, you have to go through this really long licensing system where it's like you have to play. And by long, I mean you have to play all these licenses from like D, C, B, A to be able to unlock different features in the game. It's just like, okay, I don't really want to do that. I just want to race. So there's that kind of issue, but the other part is that like the actual racing car physics are pretty good, but if you hit a signpost, like a very skinny signpost, you just come to a dead stop. Like there's no motion to push you around the signpost. You don't knock the signpost over. Like this signpost could be a marker on the side of the road for snow plows not to hit, whatever, a tiny piece of plastic, and your car will come to a dead stop. And it's like, back out.
It's made out of tungsten carbide,
exactly.
And it goes down 50 feet. So like...
yeah, right. But I mean, they have like different events. There's like rally races. There's rally modes. There's a lot of time attack modes. I kind of stuck to the time attack stuff because I found that to be kind of more my thing. Just trying to get better time each time on the tracks. But and then there's like they call these online events. And that's basically how many people can get to this, can beat this time trial type of thing. So it's not a whole wild amount of events, but as a developer, it's actually a pretty good start for just like three friends that are making a game, right? I mean, it's kind of kudos to that. Now we don't review games based on how many people make them. We reviewed it on the finished product. The finished product doesn't do anything special at all. But again, if you're into early PS2 racing games, and a lot of us kind of are, it is sort of a weird, simple, nice little palate cleanser.
Yeah. Sometimes you just want a little bare bones.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. And it's not fully rally. It's not fully arcade. It's not fully
like a little like, how rally games have like the you're in first person and they have like the directions coming up on the screen.
Yeah. Yep. I think
so.
Yeah, I know. The courses are actually pretty fun on here, which is a good thing, and we just can't unlock the nicer cars till later on. And they don't have a ton of cars, obviously. I mean, these folks had to model each of these things, and they were able to knock this thing. I don't know how long it's going to make the game, but they're not like a team of 150 people putting all the details in the vehicles. So, but
if they were, this would be a live service game.
It'd be fully live service, but no. But yeah, for what it's accomplishing, I think like I said, PS2 era, late PS1, early PS2 era style racing game. I think it's totally fine from that standpoint. You literally know what you're going into when you start playing this game. Like within moments of playing this game, you're like, I know exactly how to control it. I know exactly what I'm gonna get out of it, and maybe I'll just keep ticking away at my time trials over the next few months and see if Well, I wish you could. I didn't see the note. I didn't see it in there, but I really wish you could compare it to like friends and stuff to see how how your time trials compare. But
yeah.
Not a lot of friends are going to be playing this, sorry to say, just because there's so many racing games out there. And this doesn't do anything wildly out there. But, it does its job. It's a car. It is okay. Controls well, and the tracks are nice. Just wish that there was a little bit more of a hook. But, PS2 era, what you see is what you get, and it's not bad. It's just fine. Yeah. So yeah, that was Rally Arcade Classics, I think is what it's called, or something. I mean, every time I loaded up an email, it seemed like a different name was popping in there. But, yeah. And then one last thing that I've been playing that was kind of fun. So Steam Next Fest is good. I love Steam Next Fest, and there have been a lot of cool games and a lot of good stuff on the Steam Deck. I think today is the last day, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on it. Oh, by the way,
I think it is. Yeah, I think today's the
okay.
last day.
Mark says, have we played Tokyo Extreme Racer? I haven't, but holy cow, JJ and Sam have been loving it. They're nonstop Tokyo Extreme Racer. I know JJ for sure. I think Sam was just getting into it, but JJ is loving Tokyo Extreme Racer. I really got to play that game. I'm definitely gonna play that. But I went through a bunch of different stuff on the Next Fest, and I ended up getting to the Ninja Turtles game, Tactical Takedown, which is really kind of interesting. It's a turn-based tactical Ninja Turtles game. And you really want to get to play like sort of a tutorial with Michelangelo in this. And I did kind of find you can call in the other turtles to do stuff. I was having some issues calling them in. Like, hey, you can call in Leonardo to do something. All right, I called in Leonardo, and he didn't do anything. Like, he never showed up on the screen. So
what a bastard!
What a bastard! He was eating pizza. But essentially, this is. It's not like a typical tactical game. This is very much like playing with figurines on a board, and I love that aesthetic and I love the feel because it's you can see Michael like the turtle will like move and like knock into the foot soldier and knock them off the screen. I think that is so
cool. You've got your little figurines and
like when you got little figurines. Oh, I thought I hit the loop button on this. I guess not. Everything
now
drops
we can see all your recommended videos.
Yeah, don't tell anybody. It's all porn. But no, it's just kind of a cool little game. You obviously have ability points. You can extend them. You can kind of see in the trailer there. You can either do an attack, like a proximity attack, melee attack. You can jump. Michelangelo has this move where he can jump over the foot soldiers and like knock them over, and depending on how many he's jumping over, which is kind of cool. And like the squares, obviously the green squares are where you can go and do things. And it's neat. I think I'm looking forward to it because it's a totally different take on what a turtle game is. Every freaking turtle game is only a side-scrolling brawler, and it's like, got it, you did it. Don't need to do another one for a long time. Shredder's Revenge was the best one possible, for the modern ones. Try something different, and this is trying something different, and I'm really digging what it's doing. So
kind of an old school design for the turtles too.
Yeah, I like that. It's an old school design, but the modern turtle games are going back to sort of that old school feel, which is really cool, like the mid 80s feel, which is cool. Yeah, me it is Into the Breach. Yep, for sure. It definitely has that feel to it. Yeah. But no, definitely count me in. I'll be playing this. It's again playing with like little like 3D printed figurines, knocking each other on the stage. So yeah, count me in for that one. Steam Next Fest is good. I played a bunch of other stuff. I think Demon Tides I played, and I was having issues on the Steam Deck with that one. I just kind of give up after a while. And I have a few others loaded up that I've been playing. I did FIFA 98, which is like it's such a great spin. It's like a horror shooter multiplayer. It's just it's like a conglomeration of all these different things all in once. But the fact that they took like FIFA 98 and made it FIFA, like Fear Scared Monster 98 is pretty funny. That one's actually pretty decent. I can only play that one on my laptop. Can play it on the Steam Deck though. So
I played one. I'm going to drop it in the chat here.
Yeah.
I have two more that I'm going to play, but this
one's
called
Drop Duchy. Yeah, Drop Duchy, whatever that is. Yeah. I actually played this. So the interestingly enough, I played Drop Duchy. I got sent the demo early for Drop Duchy. I never talked about it because I just never got around to talking about it.
It's good.
It's a cool idea. Yeah. Let me.
I feel like it's something that you could really sink your teeth into. I don't know if like the aesthetic really gets me. I don't think it's really drawing me in as far as like,
Yep.
But like there's like combos that you can do. I don't necessarily like there's like things that activate when you drop pieces, and there's things that activate like if you drop a piece next to another piece. But like I just played the demo and it's very fun. It's
Tetris town building. It's just so
yeah, it's
wild
like Tetris
with
town
cars.
building. It's also you have to like there's like a tactical component to it because you have to add like fighting you have to add like an army like type of thing to your
Okay.
To the play area, and like you have your guys, and then you also have to drop your enemies, and you have control over where you drop your enemies. So like if an enemy piece has like it gets bonuses from like being next to a forest or plains or whatever, like you want to drop it where they don't have that advantage, and then you can play things to your advantage. And so I don't know, it's like there's a lot of potential with it. I feel like I don't know if it's going to be the next big thing, but like it's interesting for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's something kind of cool about it that I appreciated it as well. When I had the chance to kind of mess around with it, because I'm a Tetris nut, and adding those layers in there is actually kind of a neat thing. So yeah, sweet. What else? Anything else on Next Fest? I'm sure
I haven't been playing it.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Greg says Starless Abyss might be
Okay.
the next hot roguelike, but
Yeah. And then Stefan says hello.
well, hi, Stefan.
Hi, Stefan.
We're about to wrap up.
Yeah, late rewind it. All right, start from the very beginning. No, Starless. Okay, I'll have to check out Starless Abyss. Starless Abyss. That'd be a good one to see. And like I said, last couple hours of
Jake in the Discord had a really good list.
Yeah, again, the whole reason to be in the Discord is Jake. Obviously, a dashing dude, just hot sauce. No, but he had a really cool collection of stuff from the Next Fest, and I actually went in and downloaded the majority of the ones that he on there based on his recommendation. I will say one thing though. I downloaded all these videos. Went to Next Fest. These games. Went to Next Fest. Clicked download. I'm like, sweet, let's do it. And I waited. And I looked at my most recent games, and they're not showing up in my most recent games. I'm like, where are all these? I think I downloaded like 15 demos. I'm like, what the heck, man? I'm like, they'd be at the top, right? Because it's the most recent stuff you downloaded. Nope. You have to scroll all the way to the bottom of your Steam and Steam Deck to find them. I'm like, oh, man.
You did not play them, man.
You did not play. Nope. So I had to do that, drop it all the other. But then I found, I'm like, oh shit, I downloaded that. So I enjoyed going through those. So yeah, definitely. Oh, Wild Growth was interesting. Definitely need a computer for that one. Okay. Sweet. So yeah, definitely Steam Next Fest is cool. They have them 3-4 times a year, something like that.
Something like that.
It is. Next Fest does. I know for a fact. Like I've talked to like the developers I know and friends that are developers and colleagues, that kind of stuff, who have said that like just getting into Next Fest is a huge thing for even a goofy game like FIFA 98, like even like a small little project, because you hop into Next Fest, there's like
I gotta look that up.
Tons of weird games on there, and it's like I don't know what this is, but it is it's just it's such a big boon to here. I'm going to share the FIFA, by the way. It's such a big advantage to do that because you get on wish lists.
Okay, this looks fucking awesome.
Doesn't it? Like, it's just so stupid. It's like soccer with like zombies, vampire survivor, just nuts. Look at this thing. It's just silly. And you can play multiplayer. It's just so, I just love the name Fear. It's just so cool. The killer. God, I think this is the kind of game that you and I and JJ might be into.
Just go nuts, man.
Yeah, they're like, we got all these assets, let's just do it. And I have a great pun, and we have all these, and I love that logo, just the guy with the ski mask, just
that looks awesome.
Holding a phone or something. By the way, playing soccer in like a haunted forest with giants, just a killer idea, just badass. Hundreds of people on there. But was Runeborn a Next Fest? I'm not sure. I don't remember Runeborn. I didn't. If it was, I'm not sure. I did not play the Fretless demo, Stefan. No. Yeah, check out Fear if you're interested. Just so goofy. But yeah. If you have any Steam Next Fest recommendations, it is hop into the Discord and drop them in there. We actually had a little Next Fest section set up. And I'm going to add a bunch of those onto my Steam wish list. That's the advantage of, that's why they do those Next Fest demo things, is you want to get on people's wish lists. Just even if you click that heart button, it helps those developers come storming back. So I think that's their big. Oh, he just downloaded something. Look at you.
No, I did. I downloaded FIFA.
Nice. But all right. With that, we're gonna knock it out. Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah. There's all these. All right. A few more.
So many things.
You can find us sidequesting.com, and you can find Johnny at Be Gentle I'm Stupid on Instagram and Blue Sky.
And Canopy Card Designs.
And what was that? Say it.
Canopy Card Designs.
Canopy Card Designs. Johnny does these awesome 3D cards from Magic Gathering. You're looking at Pokemon. You're looking at a bunch of other stuff, and they are so freaking cool that I recommend. I keep getting tempted to buy them, but I shouldn't be the one buying it because we need other people, y'all, to buy Johnny's stuff. Because if it's just me buying Johnny's stuff, then he might just work for me, right? And he's not getting exposure. He's not getting exposure. Sure.
Just message me. Just message me.
Yeah.
Whatever card you want, Dolly.
Sweet. Can you do an Ace of Spades?
I can do an Ace of Spades.
Do like kind of not a bad idea.
I'll do it for $5.
Sweet. Might have to print out some Balatro cards and have you do them. That would be kind of badass, actually.
That'd be cool.
With that said, again, sidequesting.com, sidequesting TV on YouTube and Twitch, sidequesting.com at Blue Sky. You can find us there as well. Find us in the Discord, because that is where we hang out. We love you. We'll see you on the next episode of